here we go. Rather than call it out, we're going on silent count, and then this is just Nakua on the backside. Reek Woolen trying center, no, hey, give me the ball, give me the rock, I need it.
Here's Coro. Not much there on that right in the backfield. Draw to him with some room to go. Gets to the edge. Blake Corum inside the 30 and down to the 25.
Then the defensive line is all of a sudden attack in the middle of the pocket. You kind of spin around, and not really a delayed draw, but a patient draw. And then Corum, you just right now.
Corum gets a break. Kyron Williams back in, and now he'll get it. Looking for something up the middle. He's going to pick up maybe two.
Offense and the Rams defense, they needed a long drive to settle that defense down a little bit, give Chris Shula's unit some time, and they've done it through running the ball. Few timely passes. There's Puka in the backfield.
Stafford looking at him, connects with Nakua, who was run out of bounds about a yard and a half.
To be the focal point of that play, or at some point you're going to try to disguise something off of that where you maybe pump it to him and get the ball down the field. But good design. These are
Williams, right side, first down and then some. Chugs his way down to the 11.
Of anything last week, suffocated the offensive line and the strength of that team, which is their run game. And the Rams, they do enough in the run game. They're very good in run game. By Stafford trying to get his team in the best play.
And we get a whistle. The Rams going to call a timeout, make sure they had the right play. Their first timeout of the half. And with that, we'll be right back after this. It would be impressive because the Seahawks have allowed exactly one touchdown the last 3 games.
Yeah, first in scoring. They're 5th in red zone defense. So even though
they go 3 tight ends. Here is Corum again, looking for a seam, and not much. Played well by Seattle.
Players that are usually back there guarding deep parts of the field, well, they're only 7-8 yards from the line of scrimmage. So they're able to support the run so quickly. It makes it
and they're not going to run anything. Going to take it down to the 2-minute warning.
Over there in his way.
Stafford looking, floats one. Williams wide open, and he's...
What a drive, and they made it look easy. It just ends up being slightly zone coverage, but they match the zone, so everyone's going across. Normal type of communication, the linebackers and their coverage on running backs, and they were definitely miscommunicating there. Ends up getting them out of the back. Find an easy one, that's a layup, and that's what good coordinators do. They get their quarterbacks layups.
It's a heck of a drive. 87 yards, 12 plays. It's Michael, I love it.
Those two on the right love to dance right there.
I love that. You know, and Terry's just playing it cool right now.
He's just having fun.
But he's always cool. Trailing for the first time here tonight. Got a run to Walker. And not much there. Strung out pretty well by the Rams.
Okay, cool. We just can stop them on first down, and we can settle into our pass rush. It's kind of what this defense needs. They've got it in some way back here. That's the primary target on this throw.
Looking that way. Not there. Darnold over the middle. Tipped and incomplete as he tried to hit Cooper Kupp.
Try to butch him from the defensive end, and then it really takes Darnold to the other side of the field. Durant kind of locking up Cooper Kupp. Good defense.
Hands up!
Rams show blitz. They come with it. Darnold has to get rid of it. Get too quickly. We'll get it back. There is Charbonnet.
Oh, man, they miss him. He played such an integral role all season long on third down. A lot of space. Solani actually kind of chipped the defense.
And we'll get it back with 2 timeouts and rush the punter. And there is a penalty flag, too. Let's see what this is going to be. And there's a catch by Smith. Well, it's going to be on Seattle.
It's 1st and 10. Timeout.
They get Chris Stoll on the penalty, but the Rams all of a sudden have grabbed the ball. Kyron Williams up the gut to the 33 or the 30.
Coming out of the second half, this is relatively conservative until you get to about the 50-yard line if you're the Rams.
Stafford far side. It's knocked away. Nakua, the attempt.
Jump on Nakua, had leverage. Really tight coverage. Maybe that ball is slightly out in front of Puka. He can kind of...
3rd and 5. Pressure in Stafford's face. Taking a shot for Nakua. No, there's no play. Knocked away, but they... Third down, four-man rush. Stafford time, throws, and it is incomplete. Eamon again.
There on the halfback. What a great young player he is. There he is right there. He's kind of feathering his way out of the backfield
Today, and now Seahawks with all three timeouts. Get another shot. High kick from Evans. He has to fair catch it. That was well done on the punt. And ESPN and Disney XD. The Seattle D with Nick Eamon leading the charge gets it right back. Three timeouts, 54 seconds ago. Four-man rush. Darnold near side. Good strong catch there by Jackson.
They can't rely on their normal run play action kind of pass groupings they normally like. It's got to be more drop back and see if Darnold can make good decisions.
That time in a heavy the starting quarterbacks. He had a shoulder injury and went out last week. He has played special teams, so they're doing it with Duran and Darius Williams.
Yep, in there and zone coverage. Who can communicate under these situations?
Pressure. Darnold launching deep. Going down there. It's caught! And hanging on is Smith-Njigba.
Turned around. Cam Curl. He just nods to the outside. Then Curl kind of goes to the pylon. That's the indicator that right here. JSN, that nod to the outside. And then back to the post. Just takes a little bit of time. And that's one thing that Sam's played a great half thus far. 10 of 15, 182 yards passing for a defense that has really had their way.
Darnold underneath Hawaii makes the catch. A little room to run. Makes a good move and he's inside the... And they'll talk things over. You know, we're talking about maybe putting themselves in a good first half of football.
It's been the best half I've seen in a long time from him. So much of this offense relies on running the ball with Walker, Charbonnet. I know he's out today. What he's doing, I love when a quarterback can plant his back foot and then deliver his weight right at the target. He obviously feels a lot of comfort that this...
And we got a flag. This play blown dead. Jalen Sundell that time. Just a third penalty against Seattle, but that'll move it on back.
Yeah, pretty clean, confident going against, a very powerful defensive line.
Here's Darnold. Looking, zipping, throwing, it's too high.
Off the fingertips. So graceful with his body control. He's like an ice skater out there when I see him run routes. He glides. It's really hard for any defensive back to get a beat on what he's doing.
Darnold looking at him again. Some pressure though. Hit as he throws. Man open. Guess who? Smith-Njigba.
They get enough time in pass protection. Smith-Njigba in the backfield. And in that case, none of the alerts came up. And that's how you can fair catch the ball in the end zone.
Well, here's an alert. He's got 7
toward inside of 2 minutes. Is how do we make sure the other team doesn't touch it before the end of the half?
There's Rivers with 15 seconds to go.
Rams won't have any time at this point with 15 seconds and one timeout to advance anything. They should basically just kneel on it. And now all the momentum.
Stafford to throw it. Has some time over the middle. He goes to Tyler Higbee, the long-time Ram. Upended at the fullest. The longest he had today in him was 55 yards. So you got to get to the 36, which seems without a timeout, 8 seconds, probably a lot to ask. Right?
To stand in the pocket and do it. I think they'll just try something to the sideline or maybe a hook and lateral variation. Throw it inside to toss it outside. See if they...
I'm here to tell you that 112 decibels is pretty loud. And now Seattle's going to call their final timeout.
Yeah, they call them the 12. It's like blowing out my eardrums. I feel like we're at a Pearl Jam concert, not at a football game.
So it always is here. Jackson Smith-Njigba. You watch him off of Tyler Lockett, who are Seattle mainstays, and it kind of opened the door for JSN to explode and really turn into the dominant receiver. He's been great since he came in the league, but not to this. And that's going to do it for the half. And they're going to say he was down. Seattle's picked up the ball. They say he's down. This play is over. Eamon is going to rightfully just take it back.
very frustrating for the Rams sideline.
Short kick, it gets by Shaheed. Well done by Mevis, because now they'll get the ball on the 20 as we go downstairs to Aaron Andrews.
And I started off with head coach. If we have a chance to get the ball, which he thought they did a couple of times, we got to go try and get it. In terms of Jackson Smith-Njigba and what he did there.
I figured, and Emmanuel Forbes, the starting quarterback, on the field on D for the first time tonight. So there's a run game for the Seahawks, and they get it to
plays together and build on that momentum in this drive. Defensively, he said, the Rams showed more 12 personnel than they had before. We need to adjust to it. Went on first and second down.
Four-man rush. Darnold protected, throws rifles to Smith-Njigba again.
Top of him, and JSN works his way behind him. Again, he's the primary target for Darnold. That's where, when you're the play call.
Fake pitch, pressure on Darnold, in some deep trouble, and just gets rid of it. Boy, Jared Verse. But they get the heat wrap on there, and tell you what, Tom, he doesn't look like it's affected him one bit.
Thought he's throwing the ball excellent today. He's kind of dealt with out on the field with your teammates. You're able to just cut it loose and rip the ball down the field like he's done today.
Here's a creative run to Walker. Penalty flag flies though, and Walker goes nowhere. It looks like they're going to get another hold on Seattle. Rams don't have a penalty today. This will be the fourth on the. So I think people at home are like, why is Jackson Smith-Njigba open all the time? It's not as simple as that, though, right?
No, it's definitely, and it's hard for a defense where you have safety help over the top. But if you line JSN in the back, defense off, there's no bullseye to hit with him.
Darnold, pressure again, steps away, and he's sacked. Rams get to Darnold for the second.
Downfield route, so it's nothing that's, phenomenal here. It's just a bunch of power rushes. Landman over Halani. That's just kind of a little bit of an avalanche at the quarterback. The quarterback's going to be
They'll try and do. Beautiful spiraling deep kick. Smith, who bobbled up before. He lost it. Seattle recovers.
They fired their special teams coach in December, and you just can't afford these turnovers. There's the disastrous outcome for the Rams.
Mike McDonald loves it. Special teams a big factor in. Darnold to throw. Back, hit, throws, end zone, caught!
With a little wiggle to the corner, back to the post. All the room Darnold needs to lay one out there for.
Leads to the touchdown to Jake Bobo. Tell me if you had that on your bingo card. Out right now. Here's Whittington on the
back to the touchdown. You just see from this side, they bring the corner Forbes, and the rotation of the coverage goes to the right side part of dialing that up.
Now it's Stafford's turn on play action. Float one deep. Parkinson, beauty, and he's still on his feet. Parkinson down inside the 4. Have you singing Olivia Newton-John on the broadcast, but here we are. They're going to give it to Kyron for a couple of yards. Yeah, just back to Parkinson. He's just showing you everything. And by the way, I don't know if you could tell on TV, he's a huge human being. He's 6'7", 270.
Big man with a big catch radius. That's what he needed there. Groupings that the Rams do a great job keeping the Seahawks off balance with.
Stafford now lets her rip far sideline. Davante Adams is down inside the 5.
Davante with the twitchiness running by Joe at the line of scrimmage. Stafford's going to be decisive all the way when he seals Love.
3 tight ends again here. Stafford looking to throw. Floats one end zone. Adams is in. Touchdown, LA.
Twitchiness that you saw in the release on the downfield there. Watch this one. The little wiggle back to the season has been magnificent.
Mevis extra point up and good, and that is quite a